How's it going, folks? It's Lobo, and welcome back to the channel. And for those who are interested in getting caught up on any of my recent reactions, they are all in the description, because right now we're going to be talking about X-Men, and specifically X-Men 2, I believe. I think there's actually like an official title after X-Men 2, because when I looked on these movies on Google, because I'm trying to do this by release date and not just watch them, because to my knowledge from other people and from generally what it said about these movies is that they don't follow a chronological scale in terms of their own timeline, so the movies don't necessarily go, hey, the movie after this is set this many years in the future, or it's a few days after this previous movie. No, like, it jumps to different time frames. So there's some prequels, then they'll jump in the future. So with the notion of it being all over the place, I'm trying to do this by the date it released. So it's weird because I'm doing this by our own timeline. So just essentially, this is the next one on the chronological scale of release date. This one came out after the first X-Men, which I think is just called X-Men. And so we're going to watch that one. Again, I think there is a title to it, but I think it's just called, it's X-Men 2, I think X2, then some title. I'll look at it once I load up the movie, but yeah, so I'm excited for this one. I've been wanting to watch this for a few weeks, but again, I just got busier with DC fandom, and I had to do all that weekend. And then I was like, oh god, Dune is coming out. And Dune was a long movie. It was a good movie. I was a little confused, but it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. And they officially greenlit part 2 today at the time I'm recording this. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's coming out in 2023. So, I mean, it's a movie, so whatever. But it's just like, oh, get excited. It's coming out in 3 years. I know it's 2 years, but it's just, technically it's 3, because you think about the rest of 2021, then all of 2022, then parts of 2023. It's like in 3 different years, but it's, I don't know. That's just how I am with things. I'm like, I mean, they do it with video games too. They tease shit and they're like, hey, you can buy this in 5 years. Get excited now. But yeah, anyway, back to X-Men. I said, again, I wanted to watch this, but things just happened where I had to watch other things, but here we are finally with this. Part of the reason why I wanted to watch this so much is just because, plainly, I enjoyed the first movie and I liked it a lot, and that's just putting it mildly. It had an appeal to me that felt not like it could be part of the MCU, but just had a familiar vibe to it, but while having something entirely new. I don't think it was new. I think it was just an ingredient missing on its own, which was a little bit more of a maturity, I guess. I know that I love Marvel to death, the MCU, but you can agree that sometimes it can get just a little too kid-friendly or a little too joking-like at times. Not all the time. I'm not trying to say this in a negative way. I love to death the MCU. I've seen every single movie. I love them, but again, it's just at times it can be like, why was there a joke during that special moment or an intense scene? But again, it's 2 different times, but watching this as it was made literally 20 years ago, you can see how filmmaking and sort of these big franchises have evolved over time in terms of what direction they want to go and how they want to appeal to younger audiences, and how, and just in general, they want to attract the audience and make them reappear in every single movie, see every installment. Again, it's all a marketing scheme, it's all a money scheme, but it's just cool to see the evolution of things. And technically this is old school, but as I said, it almost feels new just because it's been so missed in terms of superhero movies today. DC's debatable, but I think DC is a little more mature at times. But again, with the MCU, with Marvel, it is, I feel like, something missing. And also, actually, I won't talk about that. I was going to talk about the Eternals thing because they released like the Rotten Tomatoes score, and it's like one of the lowest, if not the lowest rated critic rating of an MCU movie. I'm not going to get into that. It's not really relevant to the conversation, but if I just had to say something general, they gave like a 70 on Joaquin Phoenix's Joker movie, and then they gave 90 to The Last Jedi. So, I mean, it's critics, bro. What are you going to say? Just judge the movie for yourself. That's what I do anyway. So, yeah, just, again, we're not talking about that shit. With X-Men 2, as I was saying, the movies appeal to me just because of the premise, as I mentioned earlier, and a bunch of times that they are different, where they bring back the old formula, because technically these aren't new, they're just old, so they still reflect their time. of a more mature tone and a great balancing of humor, lightheartedness with, again, the maturity and the real sort of grounded aspect of life and human interaction. So I admire and respect that these, well, it's hard to say it because it's not like they came out, so I'm like, wow, I'm glad they're doing something different than now. It's just, I like that they reflect their own goddamn time. Anyway, I just recently rewatched the first X-Men, the one I originally reacted to. I wouldn't say a hardcore rewatch. I was on my phone and eating and talking, so it was just like, wasn't like a very immersive rewatch, but just some things I just remember now that I'm curious about going into this movie is, obviously the main one is Logan, Wolverine. What's the deal with him? Because there's so many sort of flashbacks where he has like the scientists doing experiments on him with the metal, which I can never pronounce right. I think it's adamantanium. I'm just going to go with adamantium for now. I'm in the ballpark. Adamantium or adamantanium. I hate to not get it correct, but I think it's one of those two. So I'm in the damn ballpark. I said it right once, so don't give me shit for not saying it right. But one that's, you have like I'm not a doctor, the MRI scans, like you got to see a skeleton, and they said, oh, it doesn't go throughout his whole body, it's just his claws. But his skull had like designs on it. So it looks like either they replaced his skull or they sort of nailed in the metal to his bones. And it looked like his arms as well had them. So I'm wondering if they quite literally cut every single part of his body because it would heal, and then either attached the metal to his bones or just ripped out the bones, then put the metal instead. I don't know. Again, his skeleton does not look like a normal human skeleton. That shit looks all beautiful and designed, and it's like weird. Why he can't remember any of it, and as they said, he might even be older than Charles Xavier because of his healing. You can't determine his age properly, so I'm wondering like how old is he? Why did they do the experiments? Like, I'm wondering his origin. I wish maybe they'll do it. I don't know, because again, I know some of these movies are prequels, but I think it would be cool if there was a movie where it was like exploring his origins and like how, because sometimes it's through stress, sometimes through puberty, but like the origin of his powers and then his integration with the people doing experiments and shit on him. That's something I'm very heavily wondering. But at the end of the movie, the first X-Men, Professor X, because technically I can call him that, even though he's Charles Xavier. I don't know if anyone called him Professor X in the movie, but that's who he is. He mentioned to Logan that he found the military base and such, and that it might have like a connection to his past, so now he went and left to explore it. So I'm wondering, in this movie, are we going to be able to see any of that? What's the significance of the base? Again, I think it's a military base, so I'm very curious. I'm just really curious about Wolverine's origins and stuff. Like, he's not as linear as I thought. I mean, technically everybody's linear. But he, again, just from the idea of his backstory, it's way more extensive than I thought. I thought it was just basic, oh, he was born with the claws and he's got good healing. No, he had great healing. I don't know if he was born with it. I think he mutated to it. And then he was experimented on. You have this whole idea of he can't remember his past, and it's influencing his future, and he's sort of going from event to event. So I'm like, that's a very interesting twist. I don't know if that's in the comics, but if it is, that's very cool. And it's looking very cool translated to live action, regardless whether it's new or not in terms of comic translation to movie. But I'm very interested in his character nonetheless, as I was saying. And then I'm just wondering if there's going to be any more people, because there was Jean Grey, who I think is Phoenix. I don't know, because everyone they regarded as by their name, except for Logan. They called Cyclops. That was Scott. Storm, I think her name was Aurora, possibly. And then Magneto, I think his name's Eric. And obviously Charles is Professor X. So I was just like, I think Jean Grey is Phoenix. But I was wondering, is there just going to be any more recruits? Any new recruits? Rogue is Mary? I think it's Marie. So, yeah. there was them, and then on the villain side, there was that one tongue guy. I don't know. I think his name was like Frog or Toad. I might be wrong. But I know there was Sabretooth, and then Mystique, who was kind of creepy. So, yeah, as I said, I'm just wondering who the new big bad's going to be, unless Magneto appears again. Oh, very interesting. I liked his dynamic with him and Professor X, where they have like a history, but they took two different paths to approaching how humanity, like basic humanity, regards mutants and such. That's very cool. So yeah, I'm excited to get this started, and we're gonna go ahead and get this started. I don't think I had any more questions. Oh, one other thing I would just like to mention is this just might be me being biased, because last movie reaction to X-Men, I think I mentioned on the notion of Hugh Jackman that he was always like my all-time favorite casting for Joel from The Last of Us. And just rewatching, I forgot, I don't know if I mentioned it in my post-discussion to the first X-Men movie, but just rewatching this, there was such I wouldn't say emphasis, but there was a very strong bond between him and Rogue, and he sort of gave off, not necessarily a vibe, but he did very feel like he had fatherly instinct there. So I don't think he's a dad, but I'm just saying he would do great in such a sort of overprotective dad role, like almost like a Kratos type of role, or a Joel role for The Last of Us. That sounds weird saying Joel role. Rolls weird off the tongue. But yeah, he was just my favorite fan cast for that. But I thought he just, again, had a very cool, not necessarily adoptive, but he had this sort of fatherly, overprotective figure, guardian figure sort of relationship with Rogue, which I thought was very special. So I wonder how, again, his relationship with everyone, with Jean as well, because he was trying to take her from Scott. Yeah, that's what was going on. And then how was his relationship with Scott going to go through, because they're always sort of butting heads and stuff. And I just noticed, this is so weird. I'm going to have to do something about this, because I just recently put the Dark Knight Rises poster behind me. But you can see in the reflection next to his shoulder, me talking in my camera. Like, you can see, look at it. I mean, this is so bizarre. I don't know. I'm going to have to do something about that. So, yeah, because I keep my, like, essentially, it's like a mirror. Because right now, I have, like, my camera screen up so I can see what you see. So, you could see me talking in the reflection. So, that's weird. I'm going to have to figure out something. I might just take the plastic cover off those. That would make more sense. So, yeah. Anyway, we're going to watch this. Let's go. All right, two things before we begin. As I said, I loaded it up, so now it's telling me this is called X2, like as in X-Men 2, X-Men United. So, I mean, they were united in the first one, but anyway, that's just that. And as I mentioned earlier, there was the reflection. Apparently, like the light reflection was going into the Dark Knight Rises poster, then into that one. That's how there were so many reflections. Kind of like a mirror, and you have like the infinite bounce back. So I just literally took off the plastic screen off that poster. Now there's no light reflection. You can't see me talking as well in the poster reflection. So yeah, that problem's dealt with. Because again, just for not only your eyesight, but mine as well. Because I don't want to know that's back there. So I got it out. We're all good. We're ready to start. This one is 2 hours and 14 minutes. I think the last one was like an hour and 45 minutes. So this is like half an hour longer. It's good, more content. I know sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to be here for so long, but if I like the movie series, I want it to be as long as possible. So I'd like that this is longer. So yeah, let's go, man. I'm ready.
Sharing the world has never been humanity's defining attribute.
There's the X door. He had like tattoos or markings on his face. Or scars. The hell? He's like a scorpion.
Perimeter breach. Let's get him out to the car.
Whoa! Did he just go through a wall? He's not killing anyone though. Yeah. Whatever he is, he's agile as hell. Holy shit, dude. He's like a vampire turning into mist and shit. He's like really cool. That's more like supernatural than science, though. Ah, dude. This movie came out almost 20 years ago. Those are not bad effects. You better have a sick name like Wraith or something. I mean, it's Taken, but now I sound like J. Jonah Jameson. That's not bad, but it's Taken. Holy shit, dude. How does this look so good for this old of a movie? Mutant freedom now. I mean, he didn't kill anyone. He just... Oh, that's interesting. Dude, his powers were dope. Holy shit, he did it. He kind of looked like a vampire that was turning into mist. Like a Witcher 3 higher vampire, or like a Skyrim modded type of vampire. That shit looked really cool. Makeup design was on point. The effects. As I said, for an old movie, this looks amazing. Like, the visuals in this are awesome. I know that this might be real though, but the cinematography is just excellent in these movies.
Artie.
So this is their version of a mutant school field trip.
Fine.
Man, she's getting good at reading people's minds.
You had to concentrate just to levitate a book or a chair across the room. Now when you have a nightmare, the entire bedroom shakes.
I keep feeling something terrible is about to happen.
Is she like omniscient? Can she like predict the future or see the future? The hell?
I didn't do this.
No, I did.
What?
And the next time you feel like showing off, don't.
Damn, Professor X is so damn powerful. And I was gonna say, dude, you gotta keep a track on them just displaying their powers that openly.
Kelly, this is Colonel William Stryker.
Is Mystique still impersonating him?
I'm dealing with the mutant phenomenon.
We've managed access to him.
Magneto, yes. We developed the technology that built his plastic prison.
The hell is that?
A jet.
What kind of jet?
We don't know.
The last thing we need to see is the body of a mutant kid on the 6 o'clock news.
Eric Lensher's prison. I'd like to arrange a visit, if possible.
It isn't a petting zoo, Senator.
I mean, she's very interested now that she knows where Magneto is.
Logan.
He's back.
You missed
The
me.
goat.
Hi, Logan.
Hi, Jean. Oh, I could probably think of a few reasons to stick around. Find what you were looking for, Logan? More or less.
This little triangle is hilarious.
Your bike needs gas. Fill her up.
Oh, I love these two, bro.
Have you come back to make sure the taxpayers' dollars are keeping me comfortable?
The hell are they doing?
The house that Xavier built, and the machine called Cerebro.
What's this guy's interest in it? He's like more of a villain than the supposed villain.
And these are the mutants.
He's legit Earth's Heimdall.
Can't just concentrate harder.
If I wanted to kill him, yes.
If he concentrates hard enough, he can kill a mutant. I mean, he's super powerful, but I just don't know to what extent, because as every movie progresses, I learn something new about him that I didn't know he could do.
adamantium skeleton. The claws are all somehow.
Adamantium skeleton, so it is the whole system. She could honestly be like the best spy the world has ever known. You've got a file on Cerebro. How? How does the government have information on that? The president was just shocked. Well, not shocked, but didn't know that there was a school and base of operations there. So how does, how does the government have files on it then? Unless it was, again, Magneto's information. Because that might be like truth serum the guy gave him. I don't know. And then that senator, I think, has been putting the files on his computer. There we go. Figure it out. Just use your damn brain.
Teleporter. Must be why the professor had trouble locking onto him.
Please don't kill me. I didn't mean to harm anyone.
Now, why would people have gotten that impression?
There was so much shooting. Such fear.
What's this?
What about this?
It's the same thing. That's why he infiltrated the White House. And that's why he can't remember. Okay, so damn it, I forgot the guy's name. Like that senator guy with the glasses stealing information from Magneto, uploading it to his computer files, and then same thing with this guy. Also, you could see like when he was a kid, he was like a circus attraction. So that's a unique backstory. Sad. Sad though.
Wolverine.
No memory. He'll have no memory.
How about you?
I don't sleep.
Hey. Doesn't anybody sleep around here? Thanks.
No problem.
Wow. They even gave him a plastic wheelchair. I mean, you have to.
What's happened to you?
I've had frequent visits from William Stryker.
His son, Jason, was once a student of yours, wasn't he? Yes, years ago. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to help him. And the Wolverine will make up for your failure with Stryker's son. And told him about his past, have you? I put him on the path. Logan's mind is still fragile. Is it? Or are you afraid of losing one of your precious X-Men?
So he does know.
I couldn't help it. What have you told Stryker?
About Cerebro.
Everything.
Uh-oh. Dude, this guy, Stryker is like crazy, bro. Holy shit. I had a feeling she was a mutant too, because she was like cracking her knuckles weird in the beginning. Yeah, see, there she is doing it again. What is that, SWAT?
What is it?
He can hear better too. Hear, smell. Okay, those are actual rounds. Holy shit, man.
Stay here.
Oh, he ain't taking any prisoners, bro. Holy shit. He's like, if we're using deadly force, I'm gonna too. Oh my god, this guy's a unit.
Hey, take him. He's stunned. I can help you. Help them.
There's always the one, the mature jock that just looks like he doesn't belong in the kids group.
How long has it been? 15 years? You haven't changed one bit.
He dreamt about him. I was like, I just couldn't remember it was Stryker's face, but when I saw the flashback in his dream, I'm like, oh my god, he looks so familiar. And there he is confirming it.
Who are you? Don't you remember?
No!
So he was experimented on 15 years ago. I mean, in the first movie, that's what Charles said, 15 years, can't remember a thing. But I just thought he had like the adamantium for a longer period of time, considering that he is potentially a lot older than he looks. So that's interesting. Man, there's so much happening.
It's a Cyclops' car. Oh yeah.
He's always stealing his shit.
Stryker. His name is Stryker.
Who is he?
I can't remember.
Man, this sucks. He's like so close to it too.
This is yours.
I don't like uncomfortable silences.
What are you doing?
Oh.
That's the CD player.
What's that? But what's his interest in it? Is he trying to find his son? Because he can't use it.
I'm Grace.
Too good to be true. But I'm like freaked out because I have no idea what's gonna happen. I mean, I know it's gonna happen, but just like not, because this is probably ain't like a normal person. Okay. Okay. I knew something weird was gonna happen. Oh, it is a mistake. At first I thought it was Mystique, but then I thought it was somebody different. I don't know why, but I thought she was gonna like eat him or some shit. My thoughts, bro. I was like, this mutant's like roofying him. I'm like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? It's not as bad as I thought. Still bad though.
William, you wanted me to cure your son, but mutation is not a disease.
You're lying! My wife, in the end, she took a power drill to her left temple in an attempt to bore the images out. My boy, the great illusionist. The fluid secreted by his brain acts as a mind-controlling agent.
My God, William, this is your son. What have you done?
No, Charles. My son is dead.
Dude, this guy's a lunatic. Oh my god. I mean, that explains how he gets, like, the droplets. Because how could you manufacture that? It's his own damn son.
I'm sorry.
I thought it'd do a lot more damage to him. They probably nerfed it in terms of, like, the story. But, I don't know. I feel like he should have been knocked out from that shit. Yo. Oh, don't lick it. I'm gonna hurt your tongue.
Who the hell are you?
This is Professor Logan.
I mean, if you're gonna tell him, you don't have to call him Professor Logan, bro. He's just chilling there. Oh, that's awesome.
You're clear.
Where did she hide it, though? Because obviously she's gonna try to break him out.
There's something different about you, Mr. Lorio.
Yeah, I was having a good day.
She put it inside him.
Too much iron in your blood.
Oh my god, bro! Holy shit, that's right, she injected him. Why am I so dumb, bro? I thought she just like stole his ID. Ah, y'all are screwed now. Oh, I sound like Hulk. I'm actually rooting for him. Because Stryker is such a dick, so I want them to, like, team up. For one time. I really thought Mystique, like, I thought that was poisoning. She killed him and then just, like, took his identity. I didn't know she's put an iron in his blood. Holy shit.
That we just didn't realize
We still love you, Bobby. It's just...
Exactly are you Professor of, Mr. Logan?
Art.
Well, you should see what Bobby can do.
I need the police. There are people in our house. They won't let us leave.
That's his brother. Why is his brother doing that?
How many do you have?
One for every sin. So quite a few. Most people were afraid of me, but I didn't hate them. I pitied them. Do you know why? Because most people will never know anything beyond what they see with their own two eyes.
What a statement. I like that he's like a really good guy who's just drugged in the beginning. I mean, same with Magneto, minus the good guy part.
We have to go now.
Why?
Now!
Logan, what's wrong?
This is Bobby's dumb brother. This guy's little brother's such a dick, man.
Put the knives down!
Look.
Man, his skull. Thick skulled. Not calling him stupid, but it don't do it.
I'm the worst one.
Yo, he's like Liu Kang. Holy shit, man. Dude, look at his brother, bro. What an asshole. I hate his brother. Like, I actually, in my blood, feel hatred towards him. That's crazy. What a bitch, bro. He literally called the cops on them, on his own family.
In the Munich circus, I was known as the incredible Nightcrawler.
Yeah, save it. Storm.
We're out of here.
Nightcrawler. That's not bad. Is that like his real name, Nightcrawler? He's projecting illusions. It's like driving a car, they're like, yo.
They're falling back.
They're gonna...
What? They're gonna fire. Hang on!
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's because they're gonna shoot you now.
Don't we have any weapons in this heap?
She is the weapon. They just had to fire the damn missiles.
Everybody okay back there?
No.
Nope. Wait for it. Okay, my count was off. Gene, use your... Do something! Yeah, come on, stop him. Oh, shit, bro, her eyes are glowing.
There's one more.
I don't know, I think she used too much power. Oh, I knew he'd do it! In my mind, I was debating whether or not he could, like, teleport matter if he holds it. Holy shit, that's awesome. Is Magneto helping?
Jean? It's not me.
It's gotta be. The metal folded in on itself. Yeah! This is what I wanted them to team up just to take down Stryker.
When will these people learn how to fly?
Let's go, bro!
Charles's mind is connected to every living person on the planet. If he were forced to concentrate hard enough on a particular group, let's say mutants, for example, he could kill us all.
He really can do it.
Metal on your bones. It carries his signature.
Wait, it's the lake again. It's been there the whole time.
That's where the professor sent me. There's nothing left.
There's nothing left on the surface, Logan.
It's underneath. Oh, it's so cool how it all came back around. I mean, he's connected to it. That's where he was merged with the adamantium. So it is covering his bones. It's kind of like a gilding. They didn't like replace all his skeletal structure. They like covered it.
Good guy sticks around.
Yo, he's like, Scott is not here. I'm going in.
This guy's all the time. You know? Look like everyone else.
Because we shouldn't have to.
It's literally what I was wondering. I feel bad for Scott. Oh, I feel bad for Scott, man. Legit. He was not in the scene for the entirety.
No one's ever left a scar quite like you. What do you want? An apology? You know what I want.
Why would she do that?
We love what you've done with your hair.
This is so weird. I never could have envisioned this, but it's beautiful. It's just beautiful.
Pyro.
Got a talent you have there, Pyro. You are a god among insects. Never let anyone tell you different.
He sounds like Black Adam there. This little ant analogy. I mean, he said insects, but it just reminds me of when Black Adam was comparing humanity to ants. Higher form of life and shit. Believing yourself superior. That's cool. Technically, this came before, but...
Be able to see where I'm going. Otherwise, I could wind up inside a wall.
I'll take my chances.
But I won't.
Luckily, they have Magneto, who's a mastermind in his own right.
The one thing I know better than anyone is my own work. Seal the room. Shoot it.
She flipped them off.
Could be anybody.
Anybody?
What?
Bro, oh my god, bro, this is so trippy. I always get, oh my god, man. I always get so confused when they do that.
She's good.
You have no idea.
Yeah. Throughout the entire movie, I've wrongly guessed every scene she's in. Thought it was either someone else or just like, with her, I never know what the hell's going on. Damn, it really is a makeshift Cerebro.
Everywhere.
That's right.
Every one of them?
Oh, yes.
Good.
Kill anyone who approaches. Even if it's me.
Oh, she can feel it. Ah, oh, Cyclops has the thing. That's what it is. Oh, shit. why you shouldn't have built it underground, especially under the damn lake.
Brilliant, I'm sorry so much. I love you.
There were the marks. Imagine if they're from 15 years ago. Oh, it's the bath. Oh, it might very well might be. The metal.
Keep it hot. Because once the metal cools, it's indestructible. I used to think you were one of a kind, Wolverine. I was wrong.
Is that why her knuckles twitch? Because I saw in the X-ray it had someone with nails instead. Yup.
Holy shit.
Holy shit, man. Can she heal though? Oh god, she can. I mean, he literally said, I thought you were one of a kind. But... Holy shit, bro. How the fuck is this movie from 2003?
Sick of this kids' table shit. I'm going in there.
John, they told us to stay here.
You always do as you're told?
Oh my god, bro! Oh, once it hardens.
Each one, all of them. Good. Kill them.
Oh my god! I thought he was gonna summon the grenades, not pull the pins, bro. Holy shit! This man. Oh my god.
That's strange.
What did they say?
There's been a change of plans. Live all humans for humans.
But you're not gonna kill all the humans.
You make it sound as if I stole something from him. As I recall, it was you who volunteered for the procedure. Who am I? People don't change, Wolverine. You're an animal then. You're an animal now. I just gave you claws. You're a survivor. Always have been. I thought I was just an animal with claws.
Everyone, find all the humans.
Of course, Magneto would try to take advantage of the situation. It's so... Of course he'd get free. It's how it always is, bro. They always get away.
Impossible.
Maybe not.
Everybody stand back.
Scott, no. His mind is connected to Cerebro. Opening the door could kill him and everyone his mind is linked to. Wait.
I can't see where I'm going.
I have faith in you.
On earth, as it is in heaven.
It worked. Oh god. The illusions. Oh, it's so creepy.
But she's just a little girl.
No, she's not.
Sonny, we keep running into each other. Mark my words, it'll never happen again.
Good. I feel bad for saying that, but dude, Stryker is just like... He's a monster. Calling Wolverine an animal, dude, he's the one who's an animal, but... Topic of Wolverine's past, that's a story for another time. I hope it gets explored. His name is Pyro, right? Kind of makes sense for him to join them. He kind of seemed like a little off.
Stop it!
Jason.
He's got you now!
You don't want to go that way. Trust me. The helicopter's right here!
Oh, they must have... Oh, shit! Is he still breathing?
I'll take my chances with him.
What's she doing?
She's outside.
I can't.
You get him now!
She's not letting me.
I know what I'm doing. This is
The only way.
Yeah, there it is, the Phoenix. Oh, there's no way she's dead. Now she's in her, like, true form. I feel bad, bro. I mean, you just kind of know she's not. Oh my god, dude, they're so badass. The slight rumble of thunder, and then him controlling them.
We're mutants. My name is Charles Xavier. These files were taken from the private offices of William Stryker.
I've never seen this information.
I know.
And you also know I don't respond well to threats.
Mr. President, this is not a threat. This is an opportunity, not one. And there have been casualties. Losses on both sides. It is a moment to repeat the mistakes of the past, or to work together for a better future.
Mr. President. Professor? Is everything all right?
Yes, I think it will be.
He can definitely sense her.
But every few hundred millennia, evolution leaps forward.
You can see like the wings in the lake. Oh my god, man. Can someone answer this question? What is it with franchises and the second movie being like one of the best movies of all time? Spider-Man 2, The Empire Strikes Back, The Dark Knight, now this X-Men 2, bro. I'm telling you, what is it with the damn second movie being like godlike? You know what I mean? What the hell, bro? Dude, this was so... I'm at like a loss of words because we're gonna have to talk about this later, but because I need to like process this shit for a second. But this, dude... This was very... Not only was this a good, like, superhero X-Men movie, this was a great movie. This was a... I don't know, excuse my language, I said it a lot. This is a great fucking movie, okay? Holy shit, dude. I swear a lot during this one. But goddamn, man. Oh my god, bro. What a movie. There was so much plot and so much going on and just so many connections to the first movie and sort of opening the doorway for more movies and the future. It was honestly a movie that embraced the future while respecting the past. That was very good. I said it before and I'll say it again. That was a very good movie. That was a great movie, frankly. Again, from a superhero standpoint, awesome movie, and just on its own right as a film, as a piece of cinema, and as a movie, it was great. It was fantastic. And again, I said this in my pre-discussion that what I like about these movies is because since they're centered around a different time, because they were made in a different time, almost 20 years ago, because I think this one came out in 2003, that it's tonally different from the movies we see today within the same genre. I said, again, the MCU is more comedical, lighthearted. Again, it's the appealing to families and sort of that demographic of a younger audience, all in the sake of money, revenue, a target audience, essentially. Here, it's the same thing, but because society and times are different, technology, everything, you can see how things were different and honestly, I believe more mature back then. I'm not saying we lack maturity today in film, but it just has to do with the way Disney bought everything and started targeting, again, their own franchises with what they do best, which is younger audiences and families. But because this was independent Fox, again, almost 20 years ago, it's much more mature and it has a lot more, I wouldn't say symbolically more meaning. It just feels more authentic, if that makes sense. I just feel like some of the ideas or just interactions here are much more genuine than they are in the MCU. I feel like the MCU at this point is kind of extravagant. We're lacking those sort of grounded, friendly neighborhood type of deals. While here, yes, they might have powers, but something about it is just so genuine and so realistic that it puts into perspective of your own life situations. And I love that it's able to draw upon those connections and make you feel like a certain way. Again, my experience might be different from yours, but this movie just makes me feel way different watching it than when I watch anything that came out closer to the actual time we live in. And it's it could just part of be about the evolution of movies and cinema, but to me it's kind of sad that we're sort of losing this trend in, again, it's apparent in other movies, but specifically superhero movies. But this man and what Matt Reeves is doing gonna change that shit, but we're not gonna talk about that. But anyway, dude, what a movie. I was just saying, Jean Grey, she's definitely not dead. It was like, it's weird because my knowledge on this is like but I knew she was Phoenix, but I think I said in my pre-discussion, I was like, what's her name? And blah blah blah. I'm like so forgetful, it's embarrassing, but I knew she was Phoenix, or well, I was debating if she was Phoenix because no one in the movie or this movie or the previous one like confirmed it. But it was just like she didn't arrive at her power. And also she's way more stronger than I thought. Because they do these things. They did it with a bunch of characters in here where they sort of give you the foundation of what their power is, and they're like, haha, you didn't know this bit, you didn't know this bit, they can do this shit. And I bet there's still stuff they can do that I don't even know of. Because obviously comics and movies differ, but it seems like in the movies they're like, we ain't nerfing these people, they can do all this shit. If Charles Xavier wants to kill every person on the planet, he can do whatever the hell he wants. He's stronger than Magneto. I had a feeling he was stronger than Magneto, but not that much, bro. And Magneto respects his power. I was like, shit, man. No, Charles Xavier, he's a force, bro. What the hell? That was crazy. But with Jean, she can do essentially the same things, which is kind of crazy. Obviously, to a less degree. I wouldn't say it's because of talent. It's just experience. But she's getting there, and she has, and some, like her own individual powers. Whatever the Phoenix powers are going to be, I don't know. Because obviously a Phoenix derives from folklore and the fire bird, and you have this association of heat, fire, the flame, eternal, and such. So I'm like, well, how do you integrate that specific power set with sort of telepathy, mind control, moving matter, telekinesis, all that shit? Like, bro, she's overpowered. I wouldn't say it's like overpowered, like it doesn't fit in terms of the movie, but she's just such a powerful character. Rogue's very powerful. She can absorb other people's shit. Wolverine, he can essentially, he's like immortal. Not to the my God, I can't fucking talk. Not to the degree of Deadpool, but his healing and the adamantium and his covering his skeleton like a gilding. Dude, there's like so much to talk about. It's astounding how detailed this movie was. But the bit with Stryker, I need to look this up. Well, I'm gonna have to do some editing tricks. But anyway, during the video, like the reaction, I paused the movie, which I never do. And I promised I'd never do it again. But when the reveal with Stryker, I had the misconception that it was the same guy who experimented on Wanda and Pedro, Quicksilver, in the MCU, but it was Stryker. Those names are so similar. So I paused the video when I was like explaining this giant revelation. I'm like, oh my God, this is groundbreaking. I have to pause the movie to talk about this for a bit. So I'm gonna completely cut that part out now. And I'm explaining to you why I paused my post discussions, because I said I was gonna do research to see the two characters, and they're two completely different. Oh my God, their name is so similar. I was fooled. Damn it. Okay. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that sucks. That's embarrassing, man. Whatever. It is what it is. Shit. Anyway, just more, again, I'm wondering about the bit with Logan that Stryker said, where he was an animal even before he gave him claws. That was, some of the dialogue in this movie was incredible and very cool. But, like, what does that mean? Because, again, he doesn't know his past, but it seems, again, it just must be, for me, misunderstanding. But we have the point 15 years ago where he was given the medal and his claws. But is it from that point on that he can have his own memory? And it's just prior to those 15 years ago, the event that took place 15 years ago, he can't remember anything before that. See, that's what I was kind of confused on. But now I guess they clarified that from that standpoint of the experiment onward, he can remember. but you can't remember that particular night of the experimentation. But obviously after the movie he did, but beforehand and anything prior to it. But it's weird because he said he volunteered for the experiment. I'm very interested about his origins now, but oh my god, bro. There was so much going on in this movie. It's like hard to recall everything because there was just so much going on. That thing with Stryker and his son Jason was messed up, dude. Holy shit. I mean, his son was strong. He was like an illusionist, and he could even fool Charles. Like, holy shit, that's impressive. But man, that was messed up. He was like harvesting him and using him to get to the other mutants. Nightcrawler. Originally, you thought he was a villain, but I'm like, he's not killing anyone, and he sent a warning, but it was all a setup. Oh my god, what a fantastic movie! Again, it was just, there was so much going on. Like, I had so many questions, and they were able to answer them, and then create questions of their own, but embrace the future of this franchise. There's a lot. There is, again, it's because I'm not a huge comic reader that I sort of speak out of my mind, or I just don't understand the sort of impact of certain characters. It's just specifically the X-Men. I said this before in a previous video. The MCU, or excuse me, Avengers were not as big a group as the X-Men in the comics. Like, everybody, to my knowledge, loved X-Men way more than Avengers, and X-Men have so much lore. So right now, I would imagine we're only scratching the surface. So when they apply this to a movie, there's so much going on, but not in a way that makes it chaotic and a bad plot. It just makes it so detailed because there's so much depth to it. And I love the hell out of that. I love when a franchise is able, or a movie or whatever, it's just to do great world building so you feel like it's genuine and you feel like any step I go into, there's a direction, there's a path, there's something there. I know it's kind of weird to present it not in a game where you can manually shift your character, but I'm saying everything about it is so, it is almost like an answer for it. So if, say you ask a question about the environment, how people would respond, or this person's backstory, that person's backstory, there's an answer for it. There's so much. I'm not going to necessarily name out names, but there are certain like characters, other heroes that I don't imagine them having this much backstory compared to the X-Men, even though X-Men is a group, but they're comprised of so many different characters with so many varying backstories, powers, and sort of own motives, goals, personalities. It's very impressive. I know you have decades of writing to use and comics, but it's still very cool to see so much life and variety in these characters. And in terms of the story of the movie, because everybody has a different motive. Magneto, as I mentioned, I wanted him to team up the one time to take down Stryker, and he did, but he stuck with his own ulterior motive to try to kill all the humans at the end, but it fits him so well. And I love how he does have this, again, they were friends, but his respect for Charles is, I love that. I love when you have these sort of two powerful figures, but sometimes they'll wage war against one another, or they'll have conflict, but the idea that they can sort of be honorable and respectable about it is just, it's so cool. Again, they're old friends, so it's a little bit different, but I just love those two. Again, it's two chess masters at work. Oh, there was Pyro, right? That was the kid who went with Magneto. I got confused because I'm like, how many brothers does Bobby have? I know he had the one, but there were two that looked like his family when he was at the school. And then was it Johnny who's Pyro? Was Pyro his brother too, or just his friend? I'm like, I'm not unclear about this dude's family. He's just like, I don't know. It was weird. He had the two other actors that legit looked like they could have been in his family. And then he had some other brother at their house. So, I don't know. I mean, if they were his brothers, he would have brought them to their house. So, I guess that theory's out the window. But his brother was such an asshole, bro. He called the cops, and he was just, like, standing in the window. Like, all smug and shit. Oh, my God. Don't even get me started. What a prick. Dude, I hated Johnny's brother. Or, excuse me, Bobby's brother. Oh. I hated him so much. He was probably my least favorite character. Honestly, more than Stryker, I hate Bobby's brother. I hate more than Stryker. Nightcrawler, awesome character. The teleportation, I said it was like sort of like vampire-like. I thought it was mistful, but then it was teleportation, and then I was wondering, can he teleport shit? Like if he touches it, and he can. No, that's cool. I don't know the science behind that, because again, this is mutation and science and shit. It's not magic, so I don't know how that works. I'm not even gonna try, because some of the stuff is a little bit fantastical. I mean, pretty much all of it, but they always try to make like a scientific explanation for powers and such, even though it doesn't really apply to real science. It still just sounds cool, but we try not to question the extravagant shit and just enjoy it, so that's what I'm gonna do. But he was really cool, and I love how, again, it just, you had that plot set up where you could have had to guess what was going on, and you had the similarity. It's almost like a mystery case, the similar pattern. You're wondering, what is this? And then you find out they were controlled, and then it was Stryker, and he was able to manipulate Magneto to find out information on Cerebro and the school and how to get the schematics and break in and all this shit. And then Mystique confused the hell out of me throughout the entire movie. I was like, oh, there's the person. Nope, it's her. And then that thing where I was like, I thought she poisoned the guy. At first, when she put him on the toilet, I thought she pulled down his pants and it was like an enema. That's what I thought it was. I thought, oh god, she's gonna shove, but it wasn't. I don't know. You could see his crack, man. I really thought she was gonna pull down his pants and put something in there. Oh god, this sounds awful. But she stabbed him. I thought it was poison. I was like, well, she needs to kill him, and then she's just gonna use his identity. But then it turned out it was iron in the blood, and then Magneto sucked it out. I was like, holy shit, man. The plot on this is just so cool and so unique. And I think it was the same director. I don't know about the writer, because sometimes directors influence the writing, or sometimes the directors flat out contribute to most of the writing. But same director, I don't know about the writer. So this director's nailed both. I loved both movies, and there's a difference. What superhero movies, you can love them. Superhero movies can be great superhero movies, but they can suck as just general movies. This is what I'm saying. The Last Jedi, I thought it was a good movie, believe it or not. I thought it was a really good movie, believe it or not. It was an awful Star Wars movie. That's the difference. So, what I'm saying here, it's the same premise. A superhero movie can be great, but can just suck as a film. But these two X-Men movies, I've seen both of them. And both so far have been great superhero movies and just great movies on their own right. So I hope the director continues to stay and this level of success stays, even though I know certain movies have had recasts. So I'm like, is that a reboot or is it a continuation, but they just don't address the recast and the new actor or actress playing the character? So I don't know. But man, this was a very, very good movie. I told you, it's the twos. The Dark Knight, Empire Strikes Back, Spider-Man 2, this one. There are many others too, but those are like some of the big ones. But dude, I'm trying to process this. It sucks. I know I've said this before. I've talked to people about it in the comments before. One of the hard parts about reacting, I mean, I've done it for like a year now, but it's just, you kind of say your thoughts out loud, so sometimes it's not that you miss things, but it just takes you longer to process because you're saying your thoughts are being the priority, and they're coming out of your mouth, so any other information is sort of being placed in the back, so things will sort of tick forward, and then a few minutes later, you're like, oh, I processed this bit of information they said 2 minutes ago, and then I'm like, shit. So sometimes during reactions, I completely understand I sound like a dumbass. I'm gonna try to make it a point to talk less. I'm not saying people have said I'm annoying. Like, if you do, I understand. Like, believe me, I understand. I wish I could shut up, but sometimes I just blurt shit out. But it's for the things I really, really enjoy, I shut up for. Like, if you watch my Batman trailer reaction, usually I would be screaming during that, but I did not want to miss any dialogue. It's because I'm just super passionate about it. Now that I'm like really enjoying these X-Men movies, for the next one, I'm going to try to be like, let me just make sounds rather than be like, blah, 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 blah. Even though it's, again, part of reacting is you just say your thoughts. But I'm going to try to, it's hard because you have to work to sort of condense them. Because I have a mouthful to say a lot of times. So I apologize for that, but I'm going to try to work on it. Because I want to. It's not just because other people want me to. It's because I want to as well. Because sometimes I'm like, shit, I missed this. And then I'm like, oh, a minute later. Oh, that's what they said. Because the information's still processing. Or maybe just my brain is dumb. My brain's weird, man. This shit, I don't know. Probably speaking out of my ass right now. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I look forward to the next X-Men. I don't know if it's called X-Men 3 or if we're going to jump to like a prequel. I don't know what the next one's about, but I'm excited for it. Obviously, the next movie is not going to be X-Men because I do variety, so I'm not going to say what the next movie is because honestly, I don't know what I'm going to watch. But yeah, I'm going to try for like a week after this movie. At some point, the next one will come. So yeah, as I said, hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know I could have talked a lot longer. I have a lot more to say, but again, there was just so much in that plot. I kind of have to just stop for a minute and process. But I don't want to like make this video overly long, so I'm just gonna cut it off here. But just the things you need to know is I'll probably talk about in my pre-discussion for the next movie. But I did really enjoy this and thought it was a great movie. So, oh my god, I'm excited for the next one, and I hope you guys are too. Because until then, I will catch you folks in the next video.